Cool. Now on to the updates. Now, first update this month is an update to how we manage Google chat spaces in the admin console. So earlier this year, Google added the ability for admins to see all chat spaces on a domain. This update is enabling admins to bulk delete chat spaces, which is going to be quite useful, I think. If you look at your admin console, an interesting thing to look at is how many chat spaces have been inactive for more than 90 days. So if you are finding there's lots of inactive chat spaces, you can tidy these up on bulk using the admin console now and easily identify those. So I think that's going to be pretty useful. So this update is to context-aware access, which is a feature in Education Plus that enables you to control access to different Google services based on the context of the device or user. So for instance, you can limit users to only access particular apps on campus or only from a device which has got the latest security updates. So with this update, Google added the ability to create context-aware access policies in a monitor-only mode, so you can assess the impact of that policy before deploying it out to your users. So I think that's a really nice feature, which will make it a lot easier to avoid any issues when deploying context-aware access on your domain. So just a minor update to Google Calendar here. And in this one, Google are really just making it more consistent when you have a guest list. So rather than sometimes seeing a mixture of emails and names, you'll just see a consistent list showing both of those things. So smart replies have been around for a while in Gmail and one-to-one chat messages. Smart replies are now also coming to group chat spaces as well. So this is an update to Google Meet. Earlier this year, Google enabled 1080p for video streams on one-to-one Meet, so a Meet with two people on it. Now that's expanding to larger Meets. So if my webcam is streaming in 1080p and you pinned my image, it would up that to 1080p on your end as well. So yeah, Google Meet quality is gradually improving there. So another Google Meet update, this one is involving Google Meet hardware, and essentially you can now book a conference room space using a Google Meet hardware device. Another Google Meet hardware update here, and actually firstly out of interest, how many people in this call are using Google Meet hardware? Maybe just pop up your hand or send an emoji through the chat. No, okay, I think we still need a tumbleweed emoji from Google. Okay, well, if you are thinking about managing Google Meet hardware, there's a new option here to bulk update and download a list of your Google Meet devices and update settings on bulk as well. So this one is a nice update to Google Drive, which will make it easier to find recent activity on your Google Docs, and it will highlight any access requests or any comments. And rather than having to look in those individual docs or look for your emails, you'll just have an activity window in Google Drive where you can see all of these updates in one place, making that super easy. So a little while ago, Google announced an update to Google Chat around delegate users on chat. So this is just a reminder really about this change, which is happening from the 12th of November. And essentially, delegate access is being increased. So delegates will be able to update labels such as other contacts and share those. So this is an update to the Google Marketplace controls in the admin console. And essentially, it allows you to trust all internally developed domain apps which are being published through the Google Marketplace. So if you are creating your own apps and sharing those through the Marketplace, you can automatically trust all of those. So an update here to Google Docs. So building blocks have been around for a while, and I think I'll agree they're really useful. Google are making building blocks a lot easier to find. As you can see in the GIF here, there are going to be 3 buttons at the top of the doc where you can quickly insert a building block into your doc and get started with that. So another Google Meet update here, and I think this one is going to be really useful. So if you're sharing a slide deck like I am now, when you're recording the meeting, that slide deck is going to be recorded in 1080p, making the text and images in there a lot crisper when you're watching that back. So really nice update there to Education Plus and Teaching and Learning Edition. So search in Google Chat is being improved. So using some of Google's machine learning superpowers, we're going to see a better search experience in chat to help find the things we're looking for there. So this is just a minor update to the navigation in the admin console, just making it a bit easier to find Chrome browser management. And if that's something you never looked at before, I'd highly recommend looking at that, as it enables you to manage Chrome browsers on Windows, Mac, and other devices. And then you can manage those alongside your Chromebook fleet and keep all your policies and app deployments on Chrome nice and consistent and do it from one pane of glass. So new scheduling features are coming to appointment scheduling soon. So with appointment scheduling, previously, the shortest appointment you could have was 15 minutes. But now you can select increments from 5 to 14 minutes. So if you're using or thinking about using appointment scheduling for scheduling maybe parent evening appointments where they need to be quite short, then this is going to be a really useful feature for you. So beginning 30th of September 2024, a new deadline here to be aware of. So apps which are considered less secure by Google, so apps which only use usernames and passwords for authentication will be prevented access in the future. So you can already control this in the admin console. If you go to security and look at less secure apps, it's something we always recommend turning off on domains, which we always advise when we're doing a security audit. Google are now changing that from September next year to lock that down to only support apps which use OAuth, which is a lot more secure in the future. It's older email clients, so which may be using IMAP or POP, which are only using username and password to authenticate. So that means, of course, then they're not using two-step verification. So it's skipping that method, which means if a user's password did get leaked online, then an attacker could easily get access to that account using IMAP or POP. I think it's a good move that Google are locking this down to make it a lot more secure and a lot tighter. So updates coming to Google Chat, which have been previously announced. So this update is around moving from a threaded chat experience to a more stream of messages in Google Chat. So you see a single stream instead, but of course from those messages you can start individual threads and reply in threads from there. So just a reminder really that this is happening from now. So what will happen is when your chat space does get updated, there will be an announcement at the top of the chat space in a banner letting you know that that chat space is going to be transitions from the threaded experience to the streamlined workflow. And when that does happen, Google will do it during off hours, so probably at a weekend. So there will be a little bit of downtime when that does happen, but it should be at weekends, so as not to impact that chat space. I was really sad to see this announcement. So Jamboard is being retired next year. So unfortunately, Jamboard will be turned off. The files you created with Jamboard will be read-only for a while after that, and of course you can export those as well. If you're looking for alternatives, then Google are suggesting looking at Lucid, FigJam, and Miro. And of course, if you do have a hardware Jamboard device, then unfortunately that will also stop functioning as a Jamboard and just turn into a normal screen. Another Google Chat update here. So this update is around easily managing space members in a chat space. And there's a new app for that, which you can get from a Google Marketplace. It's a link to that here. And this just enables you to either do it with a CSV file, or you can copy and paste in a comma delimited list. And another Google Chat Space here, Chat Space update here. This one is enabling us to copy links to an individual chat message. So if you're sending a message to someone and you wanted to share that chat message, they could click on that link and jump straight to that message without having to hunt through all of the messages in that space, which I think is going to be a nice update. And another Google Chat update. So this one is adding additional abilities for space managers to be able to manage space apps and webhooks for that chat space. So this update is for Google Groups. So for a long time in Gmail, we've had the ability to save template messages and reuse those. That feature is being brought across to Google Groups. So if you're using groups for messaging people within your organization, then you'll be able to share, reuse those templates and share those with other people using those groups as well. And I think we covered this update last month. So that's all of the updates. So this one was just around extra control around Q&A in Google Meet live streams.